Hello friends, welcome back to my channel. Today I actually have a video that is sponsored by Sleep. We are working in collaboration to bring you this video, and I've got some deals from them later in the video. But if you have been watching my vlogs, you'll know I've kind of been on a bit of a home improvement kick recently for the majority of this year, because it's something that I like to do. Historically, it's been something that I've always got a project. But the majority of this year has been focused on candle making, and I've been really distracted by that stuff, so I'm not sure what's happened. But recently I've really got like the painting and decorating bug, and I've been refreshing some rooms. You might have seen that I painted the kitchen walls, which we'd never painted before. They were just kind of, well, that's not true. I had kind of painted the back part, but I painted the entire kitchen, and that made a big difference. That was a real refresh. But I also painted the kitchen cabinets. If you've not seen this before, I used Rust-Oleum paint. I'll leave the vlogs below, because I painted them last year and they lasted so well that I thought we could probably get away with doing a darker colour, so we've gone quite bold. But I'm waiting for some hardware, and I'm waiting to pick a sink and tap and just stuff to finish that room up. So when Sleep contacted me, it was like a gift from the DIY gods, and it kind of gave me a new project. I was like, right, okay, it's Milo's room. We've had our own Sleep mattress for over 2 years at this point. We've also upgraded our duvet, our pillows. I have a weighted blanket, which Milo keeps stealing, so it's a no-brainer to order him one of his own, but again, we'll get to that later. We've been really, really happy with our mattress, and since Milo's not really had anything done to his room major since we moved in, which was 7-8 years ago, maybe. I think maybe it was 7 years ago this Christmas. And he's just started secondary school. It felt like a good time to give him a bit of a bedroom makeover. My task for today is I'm going to paint some of the walls. I'm going to put up a new blind. He's got a new mattress, the whole thing. But seriously, I don't know where to begin with this room. I did have a lot of that paint left over from the walls from the kitchen, so I won't tell anyone, but I did use kitchen and bathroom paint in Milo's room. It seems like a good idea. Washable walls in a children's room, you know? So that was one of the big things that I wanted to do. I wanted to paint the walls. I wanted to make it kind of feel fresh, but he has a lot of stuff in his room. He's got a lot of toys that he's not ready to part with yet. I had to find some solutions for storage, which I'll show you, but it also kind of meant that I wasn't able to logistically paint his entire room. I just didn't have space to put all of those things and all of the like stuff in his room. I didn't have the space to displace that stuff while I painted. So instead, I decided to kind of go with a band around the room, which I think you'll agree, it made a massive difference for a lot less work than painting the entire space. At some point, I need to go back around and touch up all of the white stuff. But those of you who have moved into a new build house, you'll know we've got certain paint in the house that is like trade paint, and it's difficult to get hold of. We can definitely get it. The stuff I've got at the moment is kind of dried up, and we need a new can of it. But it wasn't just that easy to just go and get it like regular paint. So it's not finished. It's still a work in progress. The white still needs to be done. I still need to fill some holes, but I feel good about what I did. One of the first things that I did with his room as well, quite a while ago, I was trying to, again, make his room a little bit more grown up for him a couple of years ago. And I put the TV on the wall. He had his like unit and stuff, and it just never quite worked out because he's got a weird shaped room, and it was kind of in the center of the room, but in the center of the room on the other side is a door. So I wanted to switch the side that the TV was mounted on. So I hung it on the other side, and I'm kind of trying to go for a cozy gamer corner so that it's at the bottom of his bed. If he wants to sit in the chair next to the desk, which I'm still yet to build, but I have bought, then he can have like his sister or his dad or me play the game with him. It's just a bit more of a usable space than where the TV was before. Getting back to the mattress. So obviously I'm really happy with my mattress. As you probably know if you followed me for a long time, I have a really bad back. It's mostly posture related, so it's not like it can fix my back, but a combination of the things that I do at sleep time will definitely at least alleviate some of that pain. I really like the kind of firmer microfiber pillow that Emma does. Lee likes the softer, squishier one. They do have lots of options, but oftentimes I find myself just kind of sleeping flat on the mattress. It's so comfortable, I cannot tell you. Lee laughs at me because he'll wake up and I'm like halfway down the bed because I'm like fully underneath the pillows, just lie on the mattress. And since Milo has his own weighted blanket and I have had mine returned to me because he stole it from me quite early on and I was like, okay, so this is not mine anymore. So since that's mine again, I've been sleeping underneath that and I can't tell you, a weighted blanket is a game changer. It keeps you warm anyway. So if you're sharing a duvet with someone else, which a lot of us are, it's something I like to have the weighted blanket just directly on me. I'll have like a sheet, a weighted blanket, and then the duvet over the top. If the duvet disappears in the middle of the night, which in fairness to Lee, that's more my trick than his, it doesn't really matter because I'm fully covered by the weighted blanket. But it's also like a permanent hug. It just like the weight of it. It's supposed to be great for anxiety, but for me, it just is. It's like, and now you sleep. My brother actually bought his mattress this time last year in the Black Friday sale because I told him how much I loved mine. And they're doing the same deal again this year. So the Black Friday sale is up to 65% off and you can get an additional discount if you use my code MichaelaVlogsBF, available for the UK, IE and the US. On top of that, you get a 200-night risk-free trial and a 10-year guarantee, which, you know, a mattress is a really big purchase. It's a really big investment. And so you want to know that, you know, I'm going to buy this. Maybe my partner doesn't love it as much as me. It's nice to just have that there. There were some ridiculous things that happened while I was trying to do Milo's bedroom. I kind of wanted to go with like blues and greys. I went to know when I got like the bedding and his new lampshade. I got like a nice blue blind. I'd written down, like I'd written things down. I thought I was like, wow, I'm doing this really, really well. And I'm doing it on a budget. I was feeling good about it. And I had measured things incorrectly. Had I measured them wrong? Had I, from measuring to writing them down, forgotten what I just measured? This is the undiagnosed ADHD in me. I'm like, why can't I keep it together? I don't know. But I did have to go and buy a different blind. Feeling pretty good about this. Also, the original blind that I bought was navy blue from Elm. I went to put it up and I'd completely mismeasured and it was way too small. So I had to go to B&Q, but that meant I went and got a little bit of an offcut of wallpaper to put in that frame for now, because I don't know what I'm going to put in it. As it happens, I feel like it's better because the grey of the wall, which by the way is knotted twine from Dulux, it's the same one that I'd used in the kitchen. But the grey of the wall and the grey of the blind, I think it's more grown up than if I'd gone with the navy. I think that probably still would have been a bit young. Is that a thing? I don't know. I feel like having like the navy blind, the navy on his bedding, the navy on maybe that's kind of still a childlike thing. Whereas I felt good about having like more of the grey. And then I've got him a little grey basket to put all of his laundry in now. And I got Lee to pick up a desk from IKEA, which I will be putting up for him later today. Also, he's got some really cool lights behind his unit. Really, I should move the units around so his drawers are underneath the TV because the drawers are what I've stuck the lights on. They've been there for ages, but they've been unplugged. Because Lee was like, should we get him some LEDs or something to make it like a more grown up? I said, he's already got that. He's got a panel of LEDs behind this thing. It's just never plugged in and used. So maybe I should do that. I don't know. But it is a work in progress. Now let me bring you over to the horror that is his storage. He's still got all open storage. I don't know if we're going to get him a wardrobe. He's really only in the last kind of year or so had clothes that need to be hung up because he's gone from primary school where all of his shirts were like polo shirts to having actual proper shirts that need to be ironed and hung up and blazers and all of that stuff. So it's kind of a new thing. At first I put like a bar in between a Kallax unit that was working well, but then he needed more. So I've got a tension rod now that goes between the Kallax unit and the wall. I put up shelf for some of the stuff that I was just like, let's shove that stuff up there till we can deal with it. This is not the situation with the storage. It's not ideal. It's not ideal. But I did put another rail up there and I put a shelf up there just for more storage. Do you know what? This is not my job. Milo needs to go through this stuff. And then I put up the net that I put all of his soft toys in and his puppets and things that he loves. It's just a lot of stuff. This is the thing with kids. You don't want to, like, much as me and Lee would love to go in and be like, okay, well, we're getting rid of a lot of this stuff. it's not really our place to do that. He needs to go through that stuff. He needs to decide what he wants to keep. It's this in-between age, isn't it? Where they're like kids, but they're becoming grown-ups. So I feel like his room is in two halves at the moment. I've got a bit of a, this is a nice space. You've got a nice grown-up bed now. He's got his beautiful weighted blanket, which means I've got mine back. And everything's kind of being upgraded, but he's still got his childhood as well. He still plays with toys and stuff, and I don't want to beat that out of him. I want him to still want to play with things, especially things that like stops him from watching TV and like being on his phone and stuff. I want to encourage that, but it's a lot, isn't it? Storage of toys is still a lot. I'll keep you posted in vlogs when we do finish up the kitchen, because I don't know when these handles are going to come for the kitchen. I think they're going to make a massive, massive difference. But I want to give you like a full rundown and be like, and here it is. Here's the finished whatever. I didn't really even do before stuff. I just kind of got lost in the DIY of it all and was like, desperate to paint. But hopefully I'll give you a full kind of before and after tour of the kitchen once I finish that, and once we've got the new sink in and stuff. And eventually when we decide what we're going to do with Milo's room, when I get that when I get that white paint to refresh and do some of the final bits, I'll do the same with Milo's room. But for now, I wanted to show you what I've done to it this week. His kind of, I know I'd shown you little bits and pieces, but I wanted it in a more of a cohesive way. I'm really, really happy with it. But I'm also very open to suggestion from those of you who have lived with teenage boys. What is a good storage solution for this in-between when they've got toys and they've got video games and they've got stuff? Because it's also the time where they're going to get messy. So yeah, I'm very open to suggestions from anyone watching this. Again, don't forget to check out Emma's Sleep. I'll leave it linked below, of course, as well as all of my information, the code that you would need for that extra discount. And they're up to 65% off for the Black Friday deal. I have multiple videos reviewing and talking about my Emma Sleep stuff here and over on my other channel as well. So if you want to go and check those out, you can. In fact, I'll try to collate them and leave them linked for you below. Because it's more information about pillows and other products that I've tried from them. But I can't recommend it enough, truly. To the point where now my son is sleeping on an Emma Sleep mattress as well.